Howdy, friends. It's early morning here in Detroit, and this video here is going to be focused on some interesting videos that I've seen on YouTube today, this morning, while warming up the beast here. And again, Jack White, this guy who is from our area here, from our city, this guy who's attacked me personally several times, even for no reason at all besides being a complete fucking tyrant, has gotten myself and others banned from establishments in our own hometown, has gotten his friends to circle around us in establishments, and I mean, do totally childish things. I've got videos about this in my past posted videos, and there's people who have shown up in these videos from across the ocean and said that they've worked for him and been abused in his Third Man record company. There is so much I have to say about this guy, but I am sickened. I am just so fucking sickened to see him on the Rick Rubin post here lately, where Rick Rubin now is human shielding this guy, and he probably doesn't even know really what the interior motives of Jack White are, except, I mean, who does? You know, just a few of us, you know, here who have seen this progression over time. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but he has attached himself to Neil Young several times, and I'm a huge Neil Young fan. I don't know anyone from Detroit who's a celebrity that Jack White yet hasn't attached himself to. There's like this networking, you know, the more people I can do a special with, or, you know, do some kind of stunt with on social media and in a video or something, you know, that's going to add to my top of the pyramid sense. And Detroit, we had an amazing eclectic music and art scene in the 80s and 90s that was destroyed by a few small people who were uplifted amongst everyone else in Detroit. And Jack White is one of those people. And there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh, this guy, Frank English, he's just, he's jealous. Well, you know what? I have dedicated my life to being an artist, poet, writer, musician, multimedia person who isn't dedicated to money and isn't dedicated to fame. I've spent years religiously also working on myself in Catholicism, Zen, spirituality. I worked at the national parks as an artist in resident before Jack White was even known. He was in my art school with me. He was in photography while I was a senior. And that was the year actually that he slowly started to break out. But never saw this guy anywhere except for maybe the Magic Stick in the Majestic downtown Detroit, which is fairly well documented. But the guy has really done a lot to talk bad about me and others, and I'm giving it back to him, but I'm telling the truth. Another example, oh, well, let's get back to Neil Young. And I'm going to cross words with things that Jack White has said in the past, and I'd like to see proof of his interest. He claims publicly that his mother used to take him to Detroit Tiger baseball games and that he loves the Detroit Tigers. I would like to see this because I remember in the 90s, there were not many artists who loved baseball. I was one of the long-haired dudes who was out there in Tiger Stadium. I got plenty of photos of it. I got plenty of photos with my mom there too. I took her on several, or at least on one tour of the stadium. I got pictures of my mom in the dugout, and I mean, I took several tours, many games. I had dedicated myself to loving the Tigers. And then Neil Young. Okay, did Jack White go to Neil Young's solo concert at the Fox, his first solo tour concert with surrounded by guitars, you know, 92? Did did Jack White go to Neil Young's concert at Pine Knob, which Blind Melon opened, you know, and Soundgarden played that same show. And I was out on the hill with bass player Charlie Campbell from Lord Mudd. And by chance, we were on the hill next to one of the guys from MTV's new show, The Real World. No shit. Follow this up with Charlie Campbell, the great bass player from downriver Michigan, Detroit, who also went to CCS for a while with me. So yeah, these things, you know, can we demonstrate a true, you know, line of interest from this fucker? You know, another example is the Attic Blues Bar here in Hamtramck. I live a few blocks from where it was. It was almost violently taken over by a white supremacist gang. And I've talked about this over and over again. No one pays attention to this. No one helps us. This was an amazing, real blues bar. And I met so many people there. The Butler twins were the most amazing people who played there and lived upstairs. But all the musicians, the people, the celebrity musicians that would just show up. Jack White was never there. And one day he showed up on a Sunday when I was there by myself, ironically, you know, drinking and chilling out and playing some tunes. And he freaked out. He walked in after I had chosen some tunes, and literally Seven Nation Army was one of those tunes. And I did enjoy, you know, playing that and other songs. I understand he's got other songs, and, you know, he wants to play this thing. I'm like, oh, you only like my hit song? Well, you know, fuck you, dude. You know, do you have my CDs? You know, do you know what kind of art I made? I think you just responded to me because you were a fucking jealous person of me. And I was someone like many other artists in our area, and wannabes and hang-arounds. They wanted me out of the picture. And that's all that you are, buddy. And I'm talking to you, Jack White. I know you watch my media. I know that you stalk myself and others. And I'm going to call you out forever. And Neil Young wants to hang out with you and be a human shield, and Rick Rubin, fine. You know, there is a whole established history of artists who don't belong to your fucking party that you have of celebrity privilege. I mean, you guys keep making your videos, you keep doing your shit and making yourself on top of the pyramid. Well, fuck you. This is a big Lee Sklar bass player. Fuck you to all you fucking people. And I'm sure you're going to go run out and hang out with Lee Sklar now and tell him, oh my God, this guy Frank English in Detroit. Well, fuck you guys. You know, I don't know how many more times I can say it. Fuck you. Wait till the whole fucking world is in fucking shambles here in a few minutes and see where your fucking music is and your fucking whatever you call art. I'm so tired of you coming on the internet with your friends and your people and your business people and your under people here in the city of Hamtramck and Detroit who want to be uplifted by your ass. Fuck you. Goodbye. I'll be talking to you later.